Oh, hi there. I'm Patreon Pete, here to tell you about all the wonderful things you can find on WrestleTalk's Patreon page. Now, we've got an amazing little family of pledge hammers on Patreon, but there's always room for more. Now, there's lots to choose from, so let's start with the lowest tier of perks at $5 per month, the Developmental Deal tier. For just $5 a month, you get access to WrestleTalk Extra, an exclusive podcast where Ollie Davis and Luke Owen dive into a retro wrestling pay-per-view that you, the pledge hammers, get to choose, as well as access to the entire archive of old episodes, so you can go back and listen to them review shows such as WWE Money in the Bank 2011, ECW's December to Dismember, WCW Halloween Havoc 1995 featuring monster trucks, They Go Broom Broom, Didn't You Know, plus shows from Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, NXT, and loads more. Not only that, but you also get to compete in Wrestle League, our wrestling predictions league, not just against all the other pledge hammers, but against all of us at WrestleTalk as well. Each season of Wrestle League runs from one of the big 4 WWE pay-per-views to the next, so from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, WrestleMania to SummerSlam, etc. And if you're so good at predicting Vince's last-minute booking changes that you come in first out of everybody, you can win yourself a £100 gift voucher to WrestleShop.com. Think of all the t-shirts and hoodies you get to rub in your friends' faces because you're better at predicting than they are. On top of that, you also get to submit your wrestling questions to our mailbag, which are answered weekly by Luke Owen and the lovely Denise Salcedo on the Friday episode of the WrestleTalk podcast. And you get the ability to vote on every poll on Patreon, including choosing the aforementioned WrestleTalk Extra show every month, as well as voting on which song one of the WrestleTalk gang has to humiliate themselves with each time they lose a season of Wrestle League.
But oh motto, am I what you want?
That is just the $5 tier. If you want to move up to the $10 tier, the main roster tier, not only do you get everything I just mentioned for the $5 tier, but you also get access to WrestleTalk After Dark, a monthly podcast where a handful of the WrestleTalk team drink, get a bit sweary, and talk about absolute nonsense for a couple of hours that you suggest to us. It's like a night at the pub with us, but you're also there, but for some reason not talking. It's fun. You can also go and listen back to the whole archive of WrestleTalk After Dark as well. On top of that, you get your name featured in the credits of a WrestleTalk news episode. Look at them go, scrolling on past. That could be you. But that's not the end. No, because if you want to go one higher and go to the $25 tier, the mid-card champion tier, you of course get everything already mentioned in the $5 and $10 tiers, and you also get given your very own custom wrestling nickname, and it gets read out on an episode of the WrestleTalk podcast each month, so you can hear us say your sweet, sweet new wrestling nickname. On top of that, you also have the power to suggest which show Ollie and Luke review for that month's WrestleTalk Extra. All your suggestions get put into a poll that every pledge hammer gets to vote on, with the winner of the poll being reviewed. But it all starts with you, the mid-card champions. But not only that, you also get to choose what t-shirt designs we make. Every 3 months or so, we'll put out a call to you guys to see what t-shirt you want designed. Will it be a Jam That Jam design? Will it be a WrestleTalk one? Will it be something way more specific and recent that I don't want to say because it would date this trailer horribly? You get to decide. But guess what? If you go one step further, pledge in the $50 tier, the main eventer tier, you get early access to those very t-shirts once they're designed for no extra cost. They'll also come with a neat little exclusive pledge hammer print on it, so you can really show it off as one of the exclusive juggernauts. Not only that, but you also get your custom wrestling nickname from the $25 tier, and we shout it out in an episode of the WrestleTalk News as well. Think of all those extra people who would get to hear your name. And as always, you get everything else from the tiers below. And then we arrive at the final tier, the most exclusive pledge hammer tier there is, the $100 tier, the Legends Deal tier. For those legendary pledge hammers, it goes without saying you get everything else from the lower tiers, but every month you pledge at this tier, you can also have a video call with a couple of us from WrestleTalk, so you can personally ask us that burning question you've always wanted to ask. And that's it. That's what we've got to offer for WrestleTalk's Patreon page. If any of the tiers jumped out at you, consider becoming a pledge hammer today at patreon.com/. Wrestle Talk. Thank you. I've been Patreon Pete.